Alright, and with that, we are ready to begin Jurassic Park for the Sega CD with sefhighwind. 90% good ending. Hello everyone. Welcome to Fastest First Spring Spectacular 2022. I'm your host, Focus Knight, and we have sefhighwind here with Jurassic Park for the Sega CD. My man, running a Sega CD game. I am so proud to see it. You'd love to see it.
It's always a joy busting out the Sega CD when I get a chance to.
It's like when I brought my Game Gear to school, middle school in the 2010s, and people are just like, "What? What are you doing?" It's always great. We love Sega in this channel. We love ancient Sega tech, especially if it's unsuccessful.
Oh, right, of course. I did the exact same thing with a Nomad in high school. Brought it in with Street Fighter 2, and no one had any idea what I was doing with the dang thing.
And that's exactly why you bring a Nomad, a power statement.
All right. Well, hi, I'm Seth. We're going to be showcasing Jurassic Park on the Sega CD. Unlike a lot of the other Jurassic Park games y'all might know from the Super Nintendo or, the best ones on the Genesis, this is actually going to be a point-and-click adventure game. We're going to be collecting dinosaur eggs as quick as we can while showcasing some of the unique Easter eggs that the game has to show off. So if everyone is ready to go, get past the start screen. Cool. So, run will begin in 3, 2, 1, go. So we're going to immediately pick up a lovely stunner. It's kind of like a Scooty Puff Jr. of tranquilizer guns is the best way to describe it. It doesn't really do a whole lot of quote-unquote damage unless you charge it up like a Mega Buster, and we're going to be only using it briefly in the very beginning. We also picked up a big heavy rock, because, rocks are cool, rocks are nice. And right now, our goal is to get the level 3 key card. This game uses a progressive key card system, very similar to Metal Gear Solid. We're going to skip the first 2 key cards, because we're going to go straight for the third one. That will let us pretty much get into every single door in the visitor center, as well as get inside of the T-Rex paddock. But we got to do a little bit of dangerness first, I guess I could say. Like a lot of old school point-and-click adventure games, this has a lot of death zones that if you're not aware of, you could easily end your game at any point in time. The first one we'll be encountering was infamous for me when I first started playing this game, because we need to get this Triceratops' attention by honking the horn. Cool. And then we also need to pick up this injector, take care of this sick Triceratops, and we're good to go. If you spam that horn multiple times, the Triceratops, which I've called him Topper, gets really angry, charges you, and kills you instantly. If you honk it once and don't honk it again, he charges at you and just kills you instantly, which is a running theme for a lot of areas in the game. It has that old Sierra logic where we want to encourage death as much as we can, unlike LucasArts adventure games where they were very, non-death throughout the games. But now we got a key card. We're actually going to go into the enclosure of my favorite dinosaur, the Gallimimus, so we can start our egg collecting journey. But before we do that, we need another rock. So canonically, this game takes place after the first movie. After everyone successfully gets off of the island, InGen Corporation sends us out to collect dinosaur eggs. Kind of get the project started all over again. Also to ensure that their rival corporation, Biosyn, doesn't get a hands on those beautiful, beautiful dinosaur eggs. Unfortunately for us, in transit from San Diego to Isla Nublar, we kind of unfortunately had our helicopter blow up mid-flight. Turns out Biosyn actually planted C4 charges. How they did that in a popular airport with nobody noticing is beyond me. But we're the sole survivor of the crash, and we have exactly 12 hours to get all of the eggs into the incubator at the visitor center. It is actually 12 hours in real time, but what the game fails to tell you is whenever you do small transitions like this, you lose about roughly, give or take, 5-ish minutes off the end game timer. When you do a long cutscene when we're going through the bouts of Georgia and Alabama, you lose 10 minutes off your timer. So if you're kind of going around aimlessly, not really knowing what you're supposed to be doing, that 12 hours goes by incredibly fast. And because it's a Jurassic Park game with carnivores, especially everyone's favorite Dilophosaur, there is actually combat in this game with a health bar. And if you're not careful, Dilophosaurs can drain your health incredibly fast, which is unfortunately what these guys are doing. There is like RNG with how often they attack you and when their attacks hit. Right now we've got some pretty good Dilopho RNG going where they're not really hitting us, which will be great. Because the next area we're going into has been the pillar of runs for me as of late. Because this is technically an FMV point-and-click adventure game with animated backgrounds, the hitboxes for these dinosaurs are incredibly wonky. And we'll be dealing with one of those up soon. If you've got any small donations, this is a pretty good time to read them.
Nothing right now at the moment, unfortunately, but we do still have about $100 to go to watch the cutscenes in Deer Simulator, your average everyday deer game, so I recommend if you can donate for that, please donate for that as soon as possible. We are benefiting OR, the Organization of Autism Research, for those who are just tuning in. They do research-based, or evidence-based research for those with autism, including myself, and very much so we are glad to be supporting them once again.
All right, so now we're about to meet Tiffany. She's a lovely T-Rex. Wouldn't hurt a fly, but she really hates Siri. So because we've activated the 30-second countdown to get further into the T-Rex pen, Tiffany's not really happy about that. She's going to come and tell us her grievances. Hi, Tiffany. And she's just going to chill here guarding the door. I was a little afraid that, because sometimes with it being a Sega CD game, if you do things in a certain order, voices don't tend to play, which I was worried was the case there, because we kind of need to know when the door is opening to pop Tiffany in the mouth with a fully charged stunner shot. Alright, time for the Dilophosaur that hates my guts. Hey, there you go. That Dilophosaur is so tricky. If you have to hit it directly center of the chest, but I've had multiple times where even like that chest shot doesn't go off without a hitch, which is super annoying. So, pick up the T-Rex eggs. We're going to pick up the bullhorn, and we're going to go and open this gate. Doesn't really open, so Tiffany's going to help us out. And then immediately use the bear horn, which sounds like the Atari Jaguar booting up, which confuses Tiffany, which causes her to back away so we can actually get away with no issue.
I love your descriptions. I just want to say that you mentioned like 3 different games in reference to a Sega Saturn game, Mega Man and Metal Gear Solid. I'm just like, yeah, that's totally the inspiration for both of those.
Yeah, the first time we used the bear horn, when I started playing this game, it really confused the heck out of all of us, because we just sat there, it's like, that doesn't sound like any bear horn I've ever heard or used. It sounds like whenever you fail to load an Atari Jaguar CD game, which honestly, if I heard that noise thinking it was going to be used to scare off bears, I would also be confused, so just I feel for Tiffany.
Walking through the woods and then hearing the failed Atari Jaguar boot. I'm sure anyone would run 10 miles at that point.
So that beep means one of our dinosaur eggs has expired. The game also fails to mention that your eggs, much like eggs in real life, have a shelf life. So thankfully the routes that incorporated allow us to try to get the most amount of eggs possible to cut down the number of times we need to go back and forth between the visit. Because I know everybody can read that door. Clearly we're going into Dr. Henry Rue's office, which is where the incubator is. And we have our first set of dinosaur eggs rescued. We're going to go ahead and heal up, because we have an infinite use first aid kit right here. Grab the tranquilizer gun and some ammunition. And last but not least, we need to grab a Brachiosaur CD. Now, world record runs have people skipping the next section, but for marathon safety, I want to ensure we can actually get past certain areas of the game. So we're going to go ahead and use one of the developer Easter eggs, as well as get a sequence to go further into the Triceratops paddock. And that developer Easter egg makes a lot of sense. We've got 2 keycard readers on the side. We're going to go ahead and use this T-Rex CD on this one as we go to a different screen. That's fine. We'll just casually swipe back over. That didn't happen. Never happens. And we're going to use it on that keycard reader. And that will actually give us infinite ammo. That looks like a Nintendo Super Scope. Pick up the Super Scope. Pick up some rounds of our gas grenade launcher. And now we're going to go and get ourselves a sequence code for the Triceratops pen. We've discovered that there are about 10 sequence codes, and for a world record, you basically just brute force it when you need to.
I'm a big fan of the fact that time freezes when you open the door, and you're just staying there for like 10 seconds, but no time is actually changing at all. Yet walking through the woods for like a little bit wastes 5 minutes.
Yep. Yeah, it makes all the sense in the world, but it's okay, because after all, dinosaurs stop attacking you when you're investigating things, and time stops when you're on the computer. Just like in real life.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh, man. So now we're going to go back the way we came. We got to exit the visitor center to get some more progress made. And now we get to do one of my favorite parts of the run. Because what's something that a lot of people think of when they think of CD-based games, especially in the early 90s?
3 letters. I have 3 letters for you.
What's that?
FMV.
Yup, we've got a lovely FMV, but not just any FMV. We get edutainment FMV.
Oh, yes! I am so excited to learn at 8 in the morning. Let's go. Okay. It's elementary school. The teacher is away. There's no substitute teacher, so they're putting on a video for us. Let's watch.
Not only do you get any video, you get probably one of the best looking beards in like FMV video games, in my personal opinion.
Love that that's the classifier. That's like a sentence that has never been said before in human history.
So we get to learn all about the Brachiosaurus, but we're going to skip a lot of the lectures. It's the last lecture we really want to learn more about.
Brax chewed leaves with their stomach stones, and you could hear a constant rumble of
Intelligence,
digestion
low,
noises.
bulky, and long.
Baby crocs and gators have a special alarm call that
You
makes
know
the
what?
parents come running.
Yeah, you're right. You're
Brachiosaurus had a
correct.
similar system.
That yes, this is one of the best beards I have seen in FMV history.
So yeah, we had to use the Brax CD to learn more about Brax, but mainly the crying of a baby Brack to scare the mother, not charging at us like you think it would, especially if it's coming from this centralized sound system. She just yeets herself off in the distance so we can take her eggs. Yeah, I think my favorite aspect of doing Sega CD gaming is when you find like surprise edutainment sections in it. Case in point, I don't know if many people are aware that Echo the Dolphin had a Sega CD game. It's honestly the better of the two because it actually has checkpoints with every glyph, which makes a lot of the hard levels in Echo just infinitely more navigatable. So you can actually experiment, get lost, and not worry about having to restart the entire stage. But in the second Atlantis level, known as the Library, there's actually 2 bonus glyphs that when you sing to them, they play like 15-minute long edutainment about dolphin.
Minute?
Mm-hmm. About 15 minutes of dolphin facts ripped from like the Animal Channel. playing.
If you were doing a 100% run of the Sega CD version of Echo, do you have to watch both of those?
Oh, I don't know, but I hope that's a requirement. If not, I would make a separate category that's just called the edutainment run. So yeah, John Hammond in his infinite wisdom decided to use pictographs instead of, actual numeric numbers for a 9-digit pad key. Makes all the sense in the world. OSHA approved this somehow. I don't know. But now we get to RNG with some mother, because now we need to steal the Triceratops eggs. But that is all dependent on these Gallimimuses and if she's going to be a good mom or not. Ooh, bad mom. Good. Good. Oh, that's really lucky Gallimimus RNG. Oh, dang. So how that scene works, there are 2 Gallimimuses that are trying to steal the trike eggs. If she glances at their direction, they will not steal them. I've wasted a minute and a half waiting for her to be a bad mom and look away from the eggs so I can actually get one. You have 2 chances to do this, because if a Gallimimus runs away with an egg, no big deal, you got one more chance. But if that second one runs away, she believes you stole the eggs, charges at you, and kills you. And now we get a really good reference to the Jurassic Park books, where instead of it being a generic velociraptor enclosure, they actually have their nest inside of an active volcano, very similar to the books, which I absolutely adore anytime a Jurassic Park game incorporates stuff of the novel. But of course, we can't get to the raptor enclosure right now. We need another big rock, and we actually get to start using these rocks I've been collecting throughout the game.
I just thought you were holding onto them for good luck, to be honest.
So we need 2 of them to access the raptor pit, which is now pitch dark because we did not pick up the night vision goggles, which is okay. Scary, but okay. Cool, got the last rock. And now we get to go to another OSHA violation, because in the middle of the raptor enclosure, there is a water filtration system. I feel bad for the Jurassic Park plumbers had to go here to change the basic water filter.
If you've ever been in a college dorm, this is kind of what happens every time the water breaks, and they have to do exactly this, which is why it takes forever.
Okay, so we did that to get the final key card, which is the Velociraptor key. I'm gonna need... You know what? I'm gonna do a safety strat right now, because I don't feel like... No, not the Jaguar horn. Perfect.
Door will open in 30 seconds.
I see you over there.
25 seconds.
Did you go to sleep? You went to sleep. Perfect. So, there's a glitch in this game where if you can get 3 dinosaurs sleeping on the same screen, it will not spawn anymore in the Velociraptor pit.
10 seconds.
Which makes this 30-second countdown just a joke.
Seconds.
Now,
The most intensive nap session we've ever seen.
okay. Oh, man. I just like the Velociraptor cave so much. Unlike most dinosaurs, the Velociraptors, depending on where your health is, can either one-shot you or two-shot you if you're unlucky. Alright. Pick up our Velociraptor eggs, use a crowbar on this access hatch, the stunner, and go on a fun water slide adventure. All right, we got one more set of eggs to get, which is everyone's favorite Compsognathus or Compy. Scare the little guy away, go into the nest, take the limes, and now we have all of our dinosaur eggs. Hi, Tiffany. Bye, Tiffany. All right, cool. So we're going to go back to the visitor center, drop off the eggs, and get ready for endgame. Now, throughout the game, if you've noticed up in the upper left-hand corner, there's a icon that looks like a satellite dish. That lets you know that InGen has sent you messages. You go into the control room to see these messages, which plays more FMV cutscene goodness. And it's through that they give you like some hints and stuff, but it's also where you introduce to the main bad guys of Biosyn. There's a really fun cutscene where they hack the feed, they take over, and you get a very generic 90s villain monologue. Where it's some guy in like a fluorescent green corridor from the Matrix, and he just kind of mocks you the entire time, saying, "Ah, yes, we're from the evil Biosyn Corporation. I hope you realize we're also after the same things you are, those beautiful, glorious eggs. And once we get our hands on those eggs, well, I'll tell you what happens next. So if you know what's good for you, you will stay out of our way as we go collect those beautiful, glorious eggs, or we will have to dispose of you." It's, oh my gosh, I love it so much.
The only thing that would have made that better is if, or you'll get scrambled. That feels like a Sega CD FMV joke.
Oh man, I really wish they would have done that. I really do.
I now have ruined your experience. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's all good, because we're about to, actually go into the computer system, because we do need to at least watch one of them to trigger the end game, because, we get to know that it's a Unix system.
Oh my god, the Unix time epoch.
Cool. So we're gonna go ahead and do a safety save. Uh-oh. What did... Oh, that's not a good sign. Cool. So something to note about the Sega CD. If you have one that is old as mine, the internal battery dies. And if that happens, sometimes it will not save your game. And you have to reformat the system memory every single time you boot up the console. I did not get that warning when I booted up the game, so this is about to get spicy. There's a very good chance we're going to die on the final encounter. I'm going to hope it's saved. If not, oh well. Because we need to actually fight some humans. Because we're going up against the Biosyn Hit Squad, which consists of the Pistol Twins, Scuba Steve, and Shotgun Joe. And if we're super unlucky, our health is going to drain like nobody's business. That's why I gave myself 27 minutes, but if we can't pull up the safety save, that's going to be the run right there on the final screen too. So, Pistol Twins... We're gonna make them go to sleep with some gas. That's one down. He's got asthma. There's another one. Pull up the tranquilizer for Scuba Steve, and we're gonna hope for good RNG. No, Scuba Steve, why are you doing this to me? Got you. Alright, cool. Now my least favorite dude, Shotgun Joe. Stay right there, buddy. Stay right there. Time!
Hey! You made us so worried at the end there.
Oh, my heart was racing too. I'm not gonna lie.
You are a sharpshooter and a half.
I knew you could do it.
Time on our end is 22:14.
Oh, wow. All right, cool. My PB in this is 22:08.
And thanks.
Wow, so this was 6 seconds off despite not doing the thing that's marathon safe.
Exactly.
Wow. Well, congratulations. That was incredible. I had so much fun watching. This was unnecessary. I was about to say a necessary evil. No, I love the Sega CD. This is one of the best runs I've seen of a Sega CD game.
If there's time, I'd like to show off an Easter egg ending that will take a minute at most.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Perfect. I really appreciate it. This is by far the best ending of the game. Because the other way to start endgame, which we're not really going to show off, is if that endgame timer reaches 2 hours or less, that will also activate the Biosyn Hit Squad, which is mainly there if you don't get all the dinosaur eggs. When you get the bad ending, our lovely scientists at Engines like, how could you let Biosyn get away with this? Oh, those poor dinosaurs. Who knows what they're gonna do to them? Like, they guilt trip you for, failing at your mission. So that's what the bad ending looks like. So we're gonna grab the white key card, which lets you into the control booth. The second key card you can get to gain access to Dr. Henry Wu's office is right here in this little key card slot. You need like a pair of pliers to get it out. But we're gonna do something with the computer that involves everyone's favorite item, the rock.
USB port.
Oh yeah, we're going to use a USB. Absolutely, this beautiful baby.
Sorry, I meant to say floppy disk. Because you could just put it in the disk drive and put a rock in, and it's just fine.
A quarter-inch floppy. Let's go.
How do you think cavemen used, pieces? They had Windows 95. They know what it's like.
So I don't know about y'all, but anytime I have computer issues, I just hit my computer with a giant rock. However, if we do that activates the self-destruct sequence for the visitor center. The thing John Hammond put in there in case the dinosaurs escaped and, I'm going to get off. My guest and my employees are, screwed. Because, just in case.
Because you broke a computer with a rock?
Activates self-destruct, which blows up the entire visitor center. With us inside of it. That's it. So that was an original sequence that was planned for the game. The original ending sequence was actually you jettisoning the eggs away from the island so Biosyn couldn't get their hands on it, blowing up the visitor center so Biosyn couldn't hack the mainframe, and then you go to the Biosyn fight. But due to budget and timing reasons, they cut it, but the developers were kind enough to leave that inside the game files. If you also have the CD, you can pop it into your CD drive and you can play all of the sound files. One of the music tracks is every single death in the game played. So you get to hear you being like eaten by a dinosaur, spit on by a dinosaur, shot in the face by the Biosyn troops. I love this. If you've got a Sega CD, please pick this game up. It doesn't cost that much on eBay. The last time I checked, it was like $25. If you like point and click adventure games like me, please give this game a shot.
Thank you so very much, Seth. This was such a fun ride. I never thought I could have that much fun with a point and click game. Genuinely, it was a ton of fun.
I am so glad y'all enjoyed, and thank you so much for letting me show off this game to you guys.
I have one donation I want to read while you're here, by the way, because it's relevant to the run. This is from Talcarays with $5 saying, every time I hear OSHA violation, the Pure Imagination parody pops into my head. Come with me, and we'll be in a world of OSHA violations. I thought that was relevant to you. I think I needed to do that before you headed it off.
Oh, it's super relevant. I love it.
Well, thank you so much for coming with us. I'm so glad we got a Sega CD in this marathon, and go follow the runner. He's incredible at this stuff. Very, very entertaining.